and I absolutely had to test the diet of Michael B. Jordan. So apparently there will be 15 kilos for this role to appear even more bulky and lean in the ring. And honestly, it's true that he has a super impressive physique. Back in Black Panther, he had a magnificent physique, really chiseled like rock and steel as well. And now he has an even more spectacular physique. And according to my research, he would eat 6 times a day, 4,000 calories and more than 360 grams of protein per day. So indeed, that seems really huge, especially to be lean and defined. So we're going to see a little bit in this video what I think about it as well, and then some advice. So here we go, we're going to try the first breakfast meal. Let's go. So, first meal, what do we have here? So I have 6 egg whites with 1 whole egg, 200 grams of basmati rice cooked and ready, 80 grams of oatmeal. So it was hot for 30 seconds in the microwave. So here, honestly, as I was saying, it doesn't look super appetizing, but well, let's say I've had worse, especially in Ronnie Coleman's diet. If you remember well, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. And then it's true that during my competition prep, I also had breakfasts that were, let's say, not very appealing or exciting. But here there are a lot of carbohydrates, I find. So both the rice and the oatmeal. Here, I'm at about 750 grams. 50 calories, a little less for about 50 grams of protein. And then on the other hand, around 100 grams of carbohydrates. So a lot of carbohydrates. I'm not used to eating so much of it. So clearly this is not a cutting meal, let's say. So we're going to try to eat all of this. But for now, not super appetizing. For those who don't like oatmeal either, I had made videos with several oatmeal recipes to give it a better taste. Because it's true that eating them just like that with water isn't great, so there are quite a few recipes. I explained that in another video. But otherwise, to talk again about this breakfast of Michael B. Jordan, honestly, I think this is not his cutting breakfast, let's say. After all, 750 calories, it can be okay. But when I know what's waiting for me afterward, with the 5 other meals, I know it's going to be quite a day. Pretty tough to maintain. And for me, 4,000 calories, honestly, that's really my bulking calories, let's say. And for my size, over 95 kilo, while he is 1.82 meters tall. For about 79 kilo. So, honestly, either he has an ultra fast metabolism, or it was solely his bulking diet and not for cutting. Because honestly, if he's cutting at 4,000 calories, people would notice me. Well, let's try to eat all of this anyway. I still finished the meal. I did worse, let's say 750 calories for breakfast. It's not crazy either. At the moment, I'm eating less than that, obviously, but I mean, I've already had breakfast with more than 1,000 calories. So here, let's say it's okay. Alright, meal number 2. This is barely 2 hours after breakfast. I'm not hungry. I go to the gym before. Here, another 80 grams of oatmeal. It's starting to get on my nerves. It's a lot. And then 30 g of whey protein. So here, I put them in active, so it goes down easily. It will be very well digested, so that's not a problem. And there you go. Then generally, in the morning, I respond to all the students I have in personalized coaching. So I adjust their training program and their diet as well. And so I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you that this kind of celebrity diet with 360 grams of protein throughout the day is really nonsense. So imagine if he weighed 80 kilograms, he would simply need 160 grams of protein per day and not 160. So it's really stupid. So there you go. All this to tell you that you really need to be very careful when you look at celebrity figures, because often it's not reality either. They inflate the numbers a little bit, of course. They also exaggerate their training, often saying they train like 6 hours a day, for example, or 8 hours a day. They eat 4,000 calories, etc. So just to give you a little comparison, 4,000 calories. It's even more than the diet of Chris Bumstead, who is the classic Mr. Olympia physique, weighing 115 kilos. So he is really specialized in this for bulking, cutting, etc. And he is very, very far from 370 degrees of protein as well, even though he weighs 115 kilos. By the way, if you want me to detail his latest diet that he just shared on his channel, let me know in the comments. In any case, it's super interesting. And we see that he is very, very far from 370G. So that I have like 15 kilo. So I want to tell you to be very careful when you see celebrity diets all over the place, when you do your research on the internet, etc. You shouldn't really rely on them too much. But I find it interesting precisely to do it, to test it, and to show you a little bit of what it corresponded to. For now, we're only at the beginning, but you'll see the next 4 meals are going to be hell. Come on, I'll finish this. And then in an hour, it's back to work. Come on, it's training time then. For me, today, I'm going to do a workout in the gym downstairs, in the residence, the gym of my condo, which I had shown you in a previous video. So it's very good. It's true that it's not equipped like Elevation Fitness, but for me, it will be enough today because I've been manipulated. My back yesterday, so by the osteopath, I had the massage, I had cupping, etc. So now it's a bit tight, so I'm going to have osteopathy sessions a little more regularly. So obviously I need to do a very light workout today, so I'm not going to push too hard. And so it will be an inspired thigh session, a little bit of the group's training, Michael B. Jordan, but by adapting the exercises obviously for my back as well. So I'm not going to load heavy on squats, etc. As for his training, obviously, it's still, after all, difficult to find. The actual training, he performed. Because obviously it's the secrets of Hollywood stars. We're not going to reveal exactly the precise training they did. Because obviously, you can imagine, they pay thousands, even millions of dollars to have a personalized coach, just for them, who transforms their physique. So, naturally, they are not going to reveal exactly everything they do. But as a result, we can still, nevertheless, find similarities with the training of bodybuilders who are preparing for a competition. Naturally, for his bulking phase, we can see that he trains 6 days out of 7, focusing a bit more on basic exercises such as bench press, squat, etc. And then, as the progress dries up, incorporate a bit more methods with supersets, biceps, etc. That is, exercises performed in succession without recovery time. So just for that, there are 5 days. Very, very new. So of course, he was also training alongside that with a coach specialized in boxing to perfect his technique and so that he would be credible both in the ring and on screen. And with that, of course, cardio sessions, so both moderate cardio and HIIT cardio, which means high intensity, that is, alternating sprints with recovery periods or more moderate cardio. So for example, it could be 30 seconds of full sprint with 100 seconds of recovery or jogging. It can also be done on a bike, on the treadmill, etc. So it's true that this is the technique I prefer. Let's say when I was competing, it's for cutting, because it's true that we save a lot of time. And in the end, we burn as many calories, if not more, than with moderate cardio, where you might spend 45 minutes on a treadmill at a moderate pace, because with HIIT cardio, you continue to burn calories even after the workout. So for several hours after the effort, because it also boosts the metabolism. But on the other hand, obviously it requires much more intense efforts. So you need to be well prepared, and there's a slightly higher risk of injuries. Obviously, if you're prone to injuries, or if you're going to do sprints when you're too exhausted, obviously. So there you go. So let's get started. I'm going down to the gym in my condo for a leg session, but adapted to my back issues. This way, at least everyone who has herniated discs or minor back issues, it will also help you. Let's go. Let's explain. With the private elevator, it's honestly the best. So here we go. Gym, here we go. But from the 37th floor, in 15 seconds, I'm there. It's very, very fast. It's implied indeed, my friend. I'm relaxing a little bit in the room here. Of difficulties, of real estate. There's a small pool table in the back, there's a TV with a little lounge. You can come to relax, work a little, recover. The weather is really awful today in Miami. It hadn't rained this much in a long time. So here, my little CGT Pro after the session, and then here a little bit of massage gun here. It feels good for recovery, especially for the thighs. I can set it more or less strong. They don't realize it, but it works the job. All right, we're getting to meal number 3. So here, the plate is really huge. There are actually 2 sources of protein, 2 sources of carbohydrates, and a tiny bit of vegetables. So this is really a lot. What do I have? I have 200 grams of chicken breast cooked. I have 120 grams of ground turkey cooked. I have 200 grams of rice. I have a medium sweet potato and broccoli. So here I'm at a little less than 900 calories and a whopping 85 grams of protein, which is huge for a single meal, obviously, and about 100 grams of carbohydrates and barely 12 grams of fats, so it's very little. So there you have it. Really a huge meal, I admit. I'm not used to eating all of this, even after training. Even if I'm hungry, it's still a lot. So as you can see, it's still a really substantial meal. And since it's clean, it's true that it's, I admit, I think it's going to be quite difficult to eat. So as you can see, 900 clean calories is still much more hearty than 900 calories of this, let's say, because 900 calories of this would be the equivalent of a pure, what actually without the extra, so you see the difference, right? All right, let's move on for now. Ground turkey is really very convenient. And by the way, we couldn't find it in France. Here, it's really super convenient. I find ground turkey trays with 7% fat. So it's really great. You just have to put it in the pan and it's much easier to eat than chicken. I'll try to finish. And then we'll meet for the next meal. I'm not looking forward to it. Well, I just realized that for the 4th meal, I was missing something essential that I rarely eat because I hate it. It's tilapia. It's a white fish similar to hake. And it's true that it's something that's really used in competition prep because it has very little fat, almost none at all. So quite a bit of protein, but it's true that it's still quite bland. It doesn't have any taste. So unless you add spices and stuff, it can be okay. Otherwise, it's true that it's not my favorite source of protein. I don't have any. Going to Publix to get that and a few other things. To be able to finish my day and tackle the 4th meal, 5th and 6th. So let's go. Here is the famous tilapia. And the famous ground turkey here too, with only 7% fat. This is really very convenient. We can also take some yogurts with 20 grams of protein. Here, it's a bit like the high toes, but even more protein packed. It's really great. This is not for Michael B's diet. Jordan, it's for me. And in this, there are literally 25 grams of protein. Crazy stuff. Well, here's the fourth meal. I must admit, I'm really not hungry at all right now. At the start of this Artemis, two and a half hours after the big meal earlier. So here I have 200 grams of tilapia, 200 grams of rice, another big sweet potato here, and in addition to that, 120 grams of ground turkey. So yeah, as I told you earlier, the tilapia. It's really not my favorite thing, so I added a little bit of spice with it, but it's still super dry. I admit I rarely prefer caviar or salmon, obviously. Well, we'll try to eat this, but I must admit I'm not sure there are still 2 sources of carbs like earlier and 2 sources of protein. Well, fifth meal, this one is like this morning, more oatmeal, 80 grams here with whey. So this time I'm going to mix the whey into the oats, here to give you a bit of flavor too and change things up a bit from earlier. All right, I'm going to mix this well. Come on, fifth meal, we're almost there. This one is okay, it's not the worst. Having whey, that's the basic. I don't want to overdo it. Because I have it from time to time at lunch, as I mentioned earlier. But it's true that, on the other hand, I much prefer to dance with a banana in pieces, for example, with a little bit of stevia, or a little bit of honey. It calms me down again as if I wasn't calm enough. But well, it goes. We're finishing the week, and we'll meet for the last meal. And we finally arrive at the 6th and last meal. And now, what are you doing to me? Something I had never done before. It's grated coconut in chicken breast and broccoli. I admit I had never done that. We're going to test that anyway. Here, basically, I still have 200 g of chicken breast cooked, 120 grams of minced turkey cooked, fought with broccoli. As I told you here, grated coconut and a tablespoon of olive oil. This is the only meal where there is no carbohydrates as the last meal before going to bed. He especially doesn't want carbohydrates, otherwise we risk storing. I'm joking, carbohydrates in the evening don't make you gain weight. You don't gain fat by eating carbohydrates. In the evening it's about distribution, it's about the total for the day. So there, you go, in gaining weight all the way. For this meal, I'm still going to taste what it's like, because honestly, my friend, chicken, broccoli, it works. So to recap Michael B's diet: Jordan, for preparation for the movie Creed. 3, it's 6 meals a day, so 4,000 calories a day with no less than 360 grams of protein, which is huge. Basically, it's almost as much as Big Ramy, who weighs 140 to 150 kilos dry. On stage, so the big bodybuilder. So, well, think what you want, but I honestly find that this diet makes no sense. So, for a guy who is 1.82 meters tall and weighs about 79 kilos, it's really huge. So I remind you that more than 2 to 2.5 grams of protein per kilo of body weight is more than enough. So here we are well beyond that. So frankly, it's absolutely pointless. Then 4,000 calories, that's for cutting. It's just impossible, let's say, unless you have a really fast metabolism, are much heavier and do a lot of activities. So even with 2 or 3 sessions a day, I still doubt that he burns more than 4,000 calories a day given his weight and height. All this to tell you not to try this diet, because you will never lose fat and be as ripped as Michael B. Jordan. So there you go. But at least it allowed a little bit of to show you the quantities to make you Also see that everything you see on the internet for star diets, celebrity diets, their training, etc., it's often bullshit, unfortunately. You will never find exactly what they ate or their training choices, obviously. So there you go. It's true that they always exaggerate a bit. And in interviews, it's good to say that they do a lot of sports, and not to say that it's good, but it's despite everything. 4,000 calories or even 5,000 or 6,000 for others. There you go. It always adds a bit to the game, a little bit of Hollywood, let's say. But there you go. At this time, don't copy that. There you go, friends. In any case, I hope you still enjoyed this little video, and let me know in the comments. If you want me to test the diets of other famous actors or bodybuilders, tell me all about it in the comments. In any case, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos. And with that, I'll see you very, very soon. And above all, ciao, don't give up.